And Krager's probably still listening on the radio, so as we bring up Coach Aydelotte on the Sweet Tea Bakery hotline, I'll tell him that Coach Aydelotte's more important than Krager any day. Hey, welcome in, Ron.
Thank you, Dennis.
That's
a good line. I like that.
Congratulations on the big win, buddy. It's been a tough year, hasn't it?
It has. I'm just, I'm proud of the kids for just being resilient and, just staying with us. And, they're getting better. It's just sometimes it's hard to notice on Friday nights. And, they just, tonight when things went against them a little bit, they just played harder. So, we've been trying to get them to do that. Tonight they found out that's a pretty good way to go.
I got to see you in the Jamboree and in week 0 against Oakland. I recognize Mariko Odom pretty much, and everybody else was just a youngster. How talk about some of these kids who started out the year off of everybody's radar, but are really turning into big football players for you, and were big in the win tonight.
Well, actually, they ought to be JV kids. They're just kids that played freshmen and maybe a few sophomores last year that got some limited playing time, but. They've stuck with us, and they're football players, and they've worked hard. And while some of their other teammates walked off on them, and when things got a little bit tough, these kids have hung in there, and I'm sure they've taken a lot of ridicule from a lot of people. And we talked to them about, the way to stop bullying is to stand up and fight for yourself. And I thought they did that tonight. I'm real proud that they did that. Before the game, they just had a different demeanor, and I got no really explanation for that. Other than maybe they just got tired of being picked on. So I was just real proud of them, and, they deserve to win because they've been working hard, and they sort of kind of learned to mature a little bit this week, and especially tonight.
A break finally went your way. You got a kid that's probably the best kicker in Rutherford County. He's got a pretty close shot there at the end, and it goes wide. You had to finally just close your eyes and take a deep breath and say, finally, a break goes our way, right?
Well, yeah, and that's true, but I'll give the kid this. It was a really tough angle. It's down there in the left corner, and we jumped off sides, which, put it down somewhere at the 4-yard line or so. And, that's a tough kick for a right-footed kicker, and that's tough on a high school kid. If it wasn't for us winning, I feel for him, and I know that he's going through a lot. That's the same kid that, kicked I believe it was a 40-something yarder against McCauley with no time left. So, I know that's tough, and you don't wish ill on any kid, but, it was just sort of kind of our night, and there's a couple of things that happened in the game that went our way. You're right. We finally got a few breaks, and sometimes you do that when you play hard.
Ron Aydelotte joins us here on Friday Night Thunder. Dennis Weaver, Josh Peterson.
Coach, talk to us a little bit about what's going through your mind on that last drive. You'd been able to pin them deep back, I think, on their own 1-yard line, and only about 2 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more to play, and they start moving the ball down the field and moving it down the field and moving it down the field, and finally got to field goal range. Talk a little bit about that last drive and what's going through your mind.
I can't tell you what went through my mind, but, it was, my hope was that we would make a play that they might turn the ball over. I felt real bad if they got it down there in field goal range because this kid is pretty much money, has been all year and kicked I can't remember how far it was tonight, but, he kicked a field goal tonight, a significant length. So, it was, I thought we had a real good situation, but you can never count Siegel out, when they played that fast break offense. They had 3 timeouts. And then they started exploiting our young kids. We got 2 freshmen in the secondary. In fact, we lost one of them, so we lost the secondary kid, and we had to replace him. So we're really green back there. But, at least we kept the kids in front of us, made tackles. And, and that's what you stress the kids. If you keep them out of the end zone, then, they've got to play one more play or they've got to make a play. And, we just made one more play than they did.
Ron, I know it's been a tough year for you. I love you. I think that you are a hell of a football coach. And more important than that, you're a hell of a man, and I appreciate the heck out of you, okay?
Dennis, I appreciate it. And it has been tough, but, these kids are fun, and somebody's got to coach them, and we've enjoyed it. And, we're going to get better, and these kids are going to get better. So, I appreciate you saying that, and I'm the kids and the coaching staff. And, I thought our defensive staff did a great job, and, it was a fun night, and we'll certainly enjoy it for for a day or so.
I need to come down there and sit in the coaching office and learn about the world again pretty soon.
That'd be great, man.
Right.
You and the big man, we need to see you.
All right, buddy. I take care, and I'll talk to you real soon. Okay.
Thanks, Weave. I appreciate it.
Ron Aydelotte, the head coach of Riverdale. Great guy, great football coach, and a fine dude. And
yeah, it's odd. I think this is the first time we've had him on, isn't it? Or did you have him on
first
when I
time
was
we've had him
gone?
on. No, we've had him the first time we've had him on this year. It's been a tough year for Riverdale.